Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight we're coming to you on Top Split TV, live from the Red Bull Ring, where we are about to dive into round 2, week 5 of the official series, season 26 of Sunday Night Lights here at the Red Bull Ring. I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me once again, as always, is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, another big night of racing ahead of us here tonight.
That's exactly right, Alex, and I'm actually awake for it this time. I'm so excited that I even did a skippy race this week, as some people saw on my stream on Friday. Such a great racetrack this Red Bull Ring is. Tight and technical in certain places. There's even a first gear corner, i.e. the second corner on the track. It's going to be a great challenge for our drivers here with the combination of short stop and start corners and long sweeping bends with these long straightaways that this track has to offer.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Looking forward to it as the drivers start getting their way themselves underway in quali tonight. Of course, on your screen at the moment is the one-plated car here of Naoya Nagai from Japan. Joins us once again, warming up his tyres. He's got a knack in quali, Corey. I don't know what it is, but he's getting it done each week. Julian O'Fray, who is the returning series champion from last season. He's car plate number 2. Sam Devantier, the cowboy himself, has dared to rock up and have another crack. He's number 3 here tonight, if you can believe it. Strength of field's 46 and a half or thereabouts. And Sam's right up there as car number 4. Christian Perez has dropped a bit of I rating this week, but he's stayed good to his word. He's back here to try and have a crack at the title. He's car number 4 here, the Spaniard. Brett McBurney, the second ANZ driver here in the field tonight. Tick under 6K is young Mr. McBurney. Of course, last season he spent a lot of the time on the sidelines with a broken leg. Great to see him back. Car number 6 is not in the server yet. Adrian Farinas Rodriguez, the Spaniard, not quite in yet. Giuseppe Tellini, the leading Italian here tonight. Vasco Sorowski, third seeded ANZ driver. He's had a bit of a rough week, but finds himself... Oh, no, yeah, I'm down at car number 8. Anthony Jones, of course, finished on the podium with a great second place at Team Torpedo last week. He's car number 9, and car number 10, another Spaniard, Xavier Sanchez. He's one to watch. Plenty of pace out there, Corey.
That's exactly right. And then coming in as car number 11 is Hiroki Shoda from Japan. Great driver. It's been interesting to see what he can do around here. One of the ones who's been taught by Nagai-san himself. The 12th plated car is Hiroshi Ueda, who has been looking pretty good, but he's let Hiroki pass him as far as I rating is concerned. 13th plated car, Team VDM Milo's own Mr. Russell Clark from AusNZ. Coming up as the 14th plated car is Neil Gardner, also from the AusNZ club. The 15th plated car is Jeff Randall from the UK and I club. 16th plated car is Sean Doyle from AusNZ. And we're wrapping up with a couple more Japanese drivers here, Alex. 17th plated car is Akira Nakajima, and 18th plated car is Shinichi Ontsu.
There it is. I'll tell you what, there's, what's that? There's 5 Japanese drivers and half a dozen ANZ drivers. It's been a while since we've seen that sort of representation. Interesting one to watch, of course, is Neil Gardner. Done quite a few laps with Neil in the Aussie car over the last couple of seasons, and he's got some good pace about him. Be interesting to see if he can put it together under the bright Sunday night lights in that classic McLaren livery that he's got. Of course, Nagai's the one to beat in quali, as we know, as he comes around at the tail end of his first lap. Ueda sticks it on pole with a 51.1. Doyle with a 51.5, but the 49s have started to roll in. 49.3 on the opening lap of quali. That's a pretty fine effort there, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. The best that I could do in my race here was a 51. So to imagine these guys going 49s around here on their first lap, low fuel, coolish tires, is absolutely amazing. It just goes to show the skill these drivers have that, I haven't seen in close to a month. And, it's gracing the track right here in front of us, and it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing a few more cross the line now. Jones is just about to finish his first hot lap. Where can the UK&I driver put it? He sticks it in P7. Nagai about halfway through his second lap. Let's hop on board one of the best qualifying drivers going around, often 2 or 3 tenths ahead of the rest of the field, and see how he does it. Coming through turn 4 at the moment, kisses the curb. Quite a number of drivers will avoid the curb there on cold tyres. It does unsettle the rear early on in the race. Beautiful riding of the curbs at 5, now through the sweeping turn 6 down into the final sector. The final 2 turns at 7 and 8. He'll open it up. He'll stay in 4th gear, drop down to 4th. He's briefly in 5th, kisses the curb on the apex of 7, swings it out very wide without picking up the incident point, kisses the apex curbing hard, runs it very wide on exit, brings it back onto the track just in time to miss the incident point as he does a 149.1, Corey. Perhaps not what he was expecting to improve by. Devantier now has just crossed the line in 2nd place. Sanchez Perez now, he's in the final stages of his second lap, Corey.
49.1 is absolutely incredible. I know that Nagai-san would probably be hoping for a 48 in this race, well, for practice. So the man, he's just absolutely nuts. And a 49.5 at the moment for McBurney as well. Got Aussie starting out of 2nd and 3rd right now, Alex.
Perez crosses the line and drops it on the front row. Oh, that's very close indeed. What's he? 0.17. So there's been previous weeks where he's been 3 tenths behind, but today he's almost equivalent there. He's certainly under 2 tenths. So he's slowly but surely bridging that gap to Nagai-san on pole, but Nagai still getting the bonus point here tonight. He got maximum points last week with the bonus point for pole and the win in, well, he was in it up to his eyeballs and then got a bit of luck on the final lap as the final moves were made and the cards were played, and he came out on top, did Nagai. But as the clock ticks down, Corey, who's your money in tonight?
Well, it's very hard to look past the guy. He's got the qualifying pace. He definitely has the race pace as well. Though Christian Perez definitely going to be putting his hat into the ring. Afraid is down in 5th at the moment, which is definitely not where he wanted to qualify. But it's the age-old battle sitting there on the 2nd row, Alex. So I've got to hope for one of the Aussies to come through and take it.
Yeah, well, that's it. We've got 2 ANZ drivers on the 2nd row of the grid as we now move into race mode. Let's run through that grid for round 2 of season 26 of Sunday Night Lights here at the Red Bull Ring. We have Naoya Nagai, the Japanese driver, once again picking up the bonus points for taking out pole. Joining him on the front row will be Christian Perez, the Spaniard, for a faster Arturo team. Brett McBurney makes a welcome return to Sunday Night Lights for McFlabby Racing. He starts out of 3rd. The Speedy Snails ANZ driver of the Cowboy, Sam Devantier, starts out of 4th. On the 3rd row tonight, series returning champion Julian O'Fray from France starts out of 5th. Giuseppe Tellini for Wave Italy Racing Team starts out of 6th. Out of 7th, Xavier Sanchez, one to watch, the Spaniard. The 2nd Japanese driver, Akira Nakajima, starts out of 8th. Adrian Rodriguez from Iberia out of 9th. Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns hasn't quite got quali sorted, starts out of 10th tonight. Anthony Jones, the podium getter from last week, not doing so well in quali this week, starting out of 11th, some 1 second off the pace. Hiroyuki Shoda from Japan starts out of 12th in what I think is his 3rd race here on a Sunday night. 13th tonight, Russell Clark, the 3rd for Team Milo. Shinichi Otsu from Japan out of 14th. Sean Doyle for White Knuckle Racing, another Aussie car driver in the field, starting out of 15th. Hiroshi Ueda from Japan out of 16th. Neil Gardner making his SNL debut. 2 seconds off the pace, somewhat surprising again. The ANZ driver starting out of 17th. 18th and final position on the grid tonight is Jeff Randall from UK&I as the drivers start thinking about taking their starting positions. And thank you, Sodi. The race does in fact start as the revs start to build in the background. And the red lights start to come on here as we prepare for the first 12 laps. Round 2 of Sunday Night Lights is underway, and Nagai leads them out at the start of the first lap on the race in the first corner, Corey.
That's right, thundering down the front straight. They go into what is a fairly difficult second or third gear corner here, Alex, as they start making their way up the hill, heading towards turn number 2. For the moment, it looks like everyone has survived turn 1, but the big breaks will definitely show as we start heading into the AMS AG turn number 2, Alex.
Yeah, turn 2s, we expect to see most of the passing going on here tonight. It's the primary passing opportunity, as we like to say, with that classic bit of alliteration. And the guys often using turn 1 as a desperate measure in the final stage of the race to overtake, but more likely as a setup tool for turn 2 and turn 3. Often much of a lap taken to get a pass done here, because the draft not what it used to be in the skips, but certainly enough to keep it interesting, as up front we have Nagai, Perez, McBurney, Devanti. It's pretty much as they started through the top 7, as a long train of skippies continues around here at the Red Bull Ring at the start of the big one.
That's right, Alex. Nagai is still leading the way as one would expect him to. And as I said, I don't think there's been too much drama in this race just yet. No one has really fallen off the pace from what I've seen. Everyone's just trying to find their own little bit of track here while they wait for the tyres to come up to temperature before they really start battling.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see O'Fray in the background hopping out of the draft. He's already starting to think, can he extend the gap over Tellini and make it a breakaway of 5? That gap out to about half second, although Tellini starting to bridge it now and continue what is one very long line of skippies all the way down to Clark in P12 before we see a 1 second gap to the 13th place Hiroyuki Shorter leading out the second half of this field, who seem to have been dropped by the leading 12. Of course, 12 are the top positions, but also the point scoring positions in Sunday Night Lights, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And every point matters in this championship. If you finish 13th, you feel really dirty with yourself because that top 12 is the only scoring positions. And it's the same for every single split as well. I think we count down to 4 splits, if memory serves me correctly. And I think we've had an incident at turn number 2, Alex.
Yeah, we've lost O'Fray there, having a big accident. Unfortunately, turn 2 is the primary passing opportunity. It's also where you tend to see most of the incidents. So we slow it down. It's checked up in front. See the 7 car in the background. O'Fray coming under Devanti. The 7 car looks to have got a network contact from behind. You can see his rear wings got damaged, and that's pushed him into O'Fray. It's actually the 10 car of Xavier Sanchez, which had a phantom contact on who was it? It was Giuseppe Tellini, I think, who got into the rear then of O'Fray. O'Fray, he doesn't even look to have any damage, if I'm honest, just a bit of damage to his race more than anything, and he's probably well and truly out of contention now, Corey. As we jump back up front, we now have a leading pack of 4.
Fuck me.
Oi, language, please.
Sorry.
As we jump back up front, we've got Nagai leading out for Perez and McBurney. And O'Fray's actually gone into the pits by the looks. He picked up more damage than I thought, and is actually grabbing a repair as we speak. Perez setting the fastest lap with a 49.6 the second time around, Corey. We got you now.
Yeah, you got me. I accidentally muted myself at the wrong point in time and then unmuted myself at the wrong point in time. My apologies, everyone.
Always the way.
The front 4 are still just driving away from the rest of the field here. They got a 2.2 second gap back to Giuseppe Tellini in the 7 car, who is actually coming under attack from Xavier Sanchez right now in turn 2. Xavier with a nice move up the inside. Also, Adrian Rodriguez making a nice move to move up into the 7th position, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Rodriguez and Sanchez looking to make the moves here, but it really is a line astern effort up in front. Devanti showing he has plenty of patience in this kind of race, willing to sit there behind the one-lap wonder kid, now Nagai 2.0, who's leading this one out. Perez similarly looking to be patient. This front pack looking to just go line astern and see if they can't improve their positions off the hard charging secondary pack now, which is led by Xavier Sanchez with Tellini. A little bit of rear wing damage, the only indicator of what happened just the one lap ago. Side by side behind, you've got Jones and Rodriguez. trying to move forward in that pack, because this sort of pack is where all the strategic battles take place. You've got to try and position yourself in the middle stages of the race to have anything to say about the final stages, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. That's what the entire start of the race is usually all about. Just trying to sort yourself out, get yourself into a decent position for those final 4 or 5 laps where the real battling will really start to show. We're only 3 laps down in this race at the moment, so we've still got an entire 8 laps left to go. Oh, sorry, 9 laps left to go. My math is wrong. But, you know, these guys just taking it easy right now, you know, giving everyone a little bit of space. And I expect when it comes time for the battling to really be on, we're going to start seeing some aggravation out there.
Indeed, mate. And we just saw half a lap of side by side from Jones and Sanchez, is it? Or Clark now involved, and it cost them a massive. Oh, it was Nakajima, I think. Yeah, by the looks of it. And now that's cost them any toe that they have. We've lost Sorowski down in the pits as well. I'm just trying to find where that... Oh, yeah. This might be it here. Let's see what happens here. He just got a big off track. Comes back on. Seems okay. Not carrying any damage. But he had another off track down afterwards. Just trying to find that incident that cost him. Not really spotting anything here, but he has gone through the pits, so I'm not entirely sure, though. He jumped to the pits here as well. He's not sure what he's done. Maybe he's just botched it on the exit of pits as well. Very easy. Oh, I'm so sorry, Vasco. I'm sorry we had to find that, mate. That's not one that he'll look fondly on. Anyway, now in a guy back up in front as we go to hopefully live pictures. There we go. As we're riding on Anthony Jones now, who's fallen off a little bit off the back, not having the pace of last week. But we check in on our leaders, and they're still line astern as we left them. Now in a guy out in front. McBurney now trading fastest laps with the drivers around him with a 49.1. We will jump into the magic 48s at some stage in this race, no doubt, Corey.
Oh, without a doubt, we will see a 48 at some point, Alex. It's just where in the field is it going to come from? Because it will most likely come from someone who is in the draft at some point. Santavantia at the moment, very close to it. Brett McBurney holding the fastest lap of the race with a 49.109, sitting there in P3. So hopefully, before too long, we will see it as the fuel burns off and the grip starts to go up, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. The leader's just racing quite a pedestrian race almost. Rodriguez now leading this secondary pack. He's up 4 positions, so basically from the end of this pack of 3 plus 1, he's moved forward. And again, you can see the tails of war in his rear wing as well. Been some fairly big action at turn 2. I would suggest it's led a few bumps and bruises around the place. Anthony Jones now dropped off the back of that. No, see the battling, and that's the problem. You see that why our leaders remain line astern, because the battling now has cost the likes of Anthony Jones, who's up 3 positions from where his qualifying left him into P8, but well and truly out of this one. Meanwhile, behind, you've got Nakajima and Clark racing with him. Sean Doyle up 4 positions, racing a pretty lonely one there in P11. Jeff Randall, who I don't recall seeing here on a Sunday night, is having his own little battle with Ortsu and Gardner. Ortsu now looking to take the outside line into the final 2 corners. Gardner looking to potentially take advantage and come underneath him in his battle to get into the point scoring positions. Of course, Randall occupying the final P12 of the point scoring positions here tonight. And Randall making it difficult to overtake there for Ortsu, who's now forced to, and will they go side by side? No, they won't into turn 1. Better smarts there shown by the drivers involved in that pack. And then speaking of smarts, what are they doing up front? They're line astern still, Corey, and looking to go flag to flag the fastest way possible.
That is the hope for these 4 at the front, and they've actually extended their gap to Adrian Rodriguez now by about another 0.4 of a second from the last time I mentioned it. It's now 2.7 seconds is the gap, Alex.
2.7 is very large in this sort of race, Corey. Rodriguez is no slouch, of course, but I don't know that they'll be bridging the gap. Although, having said that, Tellini set the fastest or equal fastest lap of the race with Rodriguez in front of him there in P5 and 6 with a 48.7. I said we'd get into the 48s, and into the 48s we have gone, as we see Jones having a rough night. He's just had a very big off. Let's go see what happened to Jones. In a battle there, does he get punted? Oh, the 17's into the rear of him and he goes straight on. He could do nothing about that. In his battle with Akira Nakajima, Nakajima-san's put him in the dirt at turn 3, which is, again, a legitimate passing opportunity, but the bump and run's not looked upon favourably in many circles, Corey.
You mostly only see that happening in the oval circles, and even then it's still frowned upon unless you're the puntee, not the punter. Oh, well, if you're the punter, not the puntee. But seeing it happen here in the Skippies is definitely not something that I would definitely like to see. And these guys are usually a little bit cleaner than that, and hopefully they don't continue doing that anymore. Yeah. There's a battle for the lead now, Alex.
Yeah, we're going side by side into turn 2. Perez has had enough of playing follow the leader as Nagai comes back at him underneath the over-under and gets the better drive. It has to be said, the elevation change there can cause the inside line to generate a bit of wheel spin, as now additionally Brett McBurney looking to get involved. Devanti is sitting patiently behind, is he? Yes, he is. No, the two ANZ drivers looking to pick up the scraps as side by side they go through turn 3. The Spaniard on the outside of the Japanese driver. Perez v Nagai. Is this what we can expect this season? These two going head to head. Nagai, twice the bridesmaid in the season overall, has to settle for second once again on the tail end of lap 7 here tonight, Corey.
Well, hopefully Nagai-san can get up there and try and make a position. I hear a little bit of road rage over the radio from someone towards the back a little bit. But this front pack now starting to get themselves sorted out again. Looks like everything's just calming down once more for when these guys start to go a little bit crazy again. But it's just all nice and gentle again. And I think they're going to just save all the action for turn number 2 because it's the best passing opportunity on this track, Alex. Turn 2 and turn 3 especially.
Yeah, that's where it takes place, mate. And realistically, you set it up here at turn 1. Expect to see, Nagai showing the nose, perhaps in defence of P3 rather than attacking P1. Narrow entry. I'd suggest Perez almost getting the better exit though, but it looks like Nagai's got the run. Will Perez take the defensive line, or will he push the point and leave the door open maybe? Let's see. No, he's moving across Nagai. Oh, he's so close, but he's not going to have a look at this stage. They don't want to bring that secondary pack there, led by Rodriguez, with Sanchez and Tellini. 3 quite actively, almost aggressive races on their night, back into it. Now, that gap is around 1.7 seconds between the first and second packs. Last time round, best laps by the lead pack. No, it wasn't. It was 49.7 and a 50.1. A second and a half was eked out of their lead there between the front 4 and the next 3, Corey. So that battling really potentially going to bring together a race of 7 cars towards the end of this one.
Indeed, it very well might, Alex. And we've also already seen a 48 as well. And what an incredible 48 it is. 48.339 by Xavier Sanchez, sitting back there in the 6th position. So these guys are all out there to play right now and starting to get a little bit serious.
Yeah, that's it. The gap still sitting around 1 3/4 seconds. So they're not making too much headway at this stage. Checking back in with Russell Clark. He's down there in P8. He's up 5 positions, so he'll be happy with his work to this point. He's got Akira Nakajima, who's the Jones killer from earlier in the race. Perhaps getting a bit blinded by the bright Sunday night lights into the braking zone at turn 3. Jeff Randall now. Beautiful livery there. That British racing green for Jeff in the 15 plated car. He's in a bit of a battle there with Ortsu, Doyle and Gardner. Doyle and Gardner, of course, no strangers. They raced together on a Thursday night in the Aussie car Skip Barber lead. Gardner showing the nose into turn 1. Sensibly pulls back in behind. And Gardner now himself up 4 positions into P13, chasing down points here for the finish. Now, side by side, our leaders go through turn 1, and it's looking like McBurney's starting to get interested. They've only got about 3.5 laps to go here tonight, Corey, and this is where they've really got to start thinking about it, although that gap down to 1.6 seconds to the secondary pack, but the front runners don't care at this point. Oh, McBurney coming very late under brakes, trying to follow Perez through on the inside line, not getting it done, but still our leaders go side by side on the run down to turn 4 at Rauch. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Let's call it turn 4 for now. The inside goes Nagai. Side by side they continue for the better part of nearly half a lap, and this time they get it sorted. But look in the background, you've got Rodriguez now. He's less than a second. In fact, it's almost half a second as the interval continues to drop. He's well and truly in draft. I can tell you now, the cowboy will not be happy as he looks at his mirrors, and this is what he sees. He sees Rodriguez ever closing in the background. He's got 2 Spaniards and an Italian racing hot on his heels. Look at that gap close, Corey.
Yeah, it's absolutely closed up to nothing now. And these guys are officially a pack of 7 as Nagai has retaken the lead, as we've only got the 3 laps left to run in this race. So it's all on the table to play now. This is usually where things start getting very interesting. Nagai taking all of the 1X off the edge of turn number 1. Without getting the slowdown, which is a very important bit. Here goes Sam looking to the outside of McBurney as we come up this second straightaway. He's going to tuck back in behind, I think, but right on his tail is Rodriguez. So he's going to have to play a smart dive down to the inside. Rodriguez also very deep on the brakes. And Sam, I think, had a little bit of a mistake there, a little bit of lock up on his left front. As now they go side by side down the back straight. Sam trying to utilize the draft from McBurney, but Rodriguez just too strong, taking over that 4th position now, Alex.
Yeah, Sam looking up the inside as much as defense into turn 3 as attack, and Rodriguez cutting across the braking zone there, making sure that Devante had no chance into 3 that time round. Meanwhile, Nagai still leading from Perez. McBurney, the leading ANZ driver, now in P3 as he has been all night, and Devante losing 1 spot to Rodriguez, who's had an immediate impact on the racing here in the front pack as the temperature starts to rise. It'll be 2 laps to go when they cross the line this time round. Apart from dicey carnage at turn 2, Corey, what's your bet on this one now?
At the moment, I'm thinking maybe the 3rd pack is going to win it. Or what was the 3rd pack, but now the 2nd pack, because these guys are going to definitely start getting very dicey here, because if these guys don't all crash, I'm expecting the guy to come home with the win, but it's going to be a very hard-fought battle because Christian Perez, definitely one of the more tenacious drivers in the field. As you see, everyone already starting to get a little bit edgy, getting out of the draft so they don't get the run too early, and back into the line. And now here they go up the 2nd straightaway past turn 1. Everyone using all of the exit there, probably everyone caught a 1X. As we start heading into where the battle is really going to start, Alex.
Absolutely. It looks like the front 2, though, have got this one, got the pace to burn. It's Nagai now defending from Perez. Behind him, you've got McBurney leaving the door open almost for Rodriguez. Yeah, a little bit of faint contact there, pushes McBurney wide. Devante takes advantage. He'll have the run on Rodriguez. Nagai comes out in front. Lap and a half to go this time, or at this point in time, and we've got Nagai still there. If it comes down to 1 lap pace, you'd have to go with Nagai almost. If it comes down to racecraft, you're almost going to go with Perez. 2 by 2 behind Rodriguez, defending from Devante still, and holds on to 3rd place after being attacked from McBurney, who's now coming back at Sanchez, although McBurney getting done by Tellini at this stage. Wondering if he's picked up some damage. He's still defending from Tellini, though, side by side. Those guys are out of contention. McBurney will be spewing after having sat in 3rd position for most of this race. 2nd pack caught up. We will not be sending Christmas cards to Perez and Nagai, who started the battle early and allowed the 2nd pack to catch up. But Nagai going across the line, leading this one out, is he, for the final lap? It looks like the front 4 now, which have changed. We've substituted Rodriguez for McBurney. And the new leading four now about to cross the line for the final time, led by Nagai with Perez stuck in behind him, Corey. 1 to go as they cross the line.
Yeah, it's white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it for these drivers. As we head into turn number 1 for the final time, this is where everyone's going to start getting their moves set up. This is where they start thinking about it. Everyone doesn't care about the 1x that you get there on turn 1. Super defensive goes Nagai already all the way down onto the grass, just about on the right side of the track. See Perez, going to the left. Rodriguez trying to go up through the middle. And this is where it's going to get it. Oh, there's a big contact. The Skittles have happened, and Sam Devantier has just gone from boiled lollies to chocolates. He was unhappy that everyone got back together, but now he's super happy because he's got an 0.8 of a second lead over the rest of the pack now, Alex.
The guy's been launched into another stratosphere. We got 3 wide, Perez, McBurney and Sanchez this time round. Oh, up the inside, if you don't mind, goes Sanchez. I said he was one to watch as Perez takes the wide line, almost rallycross style on the exit of turn 3. Devanti is going to run away with this one. Can you believe that? He sat there playing the passive game all night, came under fire. The first time he got shuffled back, he shuffled himself back up the order. But he's going to run away with this one. As in the background, Xavier Sanchez is leading the secondary pack. Christian Perez has gone from chocolates to boiled lollies in this one. He's struggling now to hang on for a podium, with McBurney now showing the nose, coming under threat from Tellini. And Tellini now forced to go the long way round. We'll try and come back underneath, but he's got a lot of scrub and will miss out. But it's Devantier, the cowboy, going to take out a famous victory if he keep it straight, cowboy. The Enzo wiggle comes back out for the cowboy, and across the line, it's a photo finish, but it's Sanchez over Perez. McBurney in 4th and Tellini in 5th. What a battle there, Corey, to finish it out. Russell Clark is going to finish 6th, if you don't mind, with Nakajima, his foil all night in 7th. Doyle's going to grab a top 10, as is Randall and Otsu. The Gardner's going to finish in the points, with Ueda just behind him in the points as well. Corey, what a finish to this one.
That was absolutely incredible, Alex. I knew that there was going to be Skittles at turn 2, and that's exactly what happened. Sam, the right place, the right time, didn't just take the pass and take the advantage. He extended that advantage out to, what was it, 1.2 seconds at one point in that lap. Sam playing the right cards at the right time as he's celebrating on the back straight right now with a couple of 180s and a bit of backwards driving. Oh, what an absolutely incredible finish to that race, Alex.
Yeah, let's check out what happened to Nagai here. We got a tighter angle on that. Yeah, it's probably... Oh, he's got network contact there. I'd love to see... Let's just... Can I go back at all? Oh, caught him mid-flight there. Love to see who's doing what there. Is the 6 of... looks like he's moved across a little bit. Has Rodriguez, and then launched... Absolutely launched was the blue number 1 car of Naoya Nagai, and then over and over and over she went. Just, there's got to be, I don't know, a triple twisting, turning, piked, rolling Skippy there, who's landed it on all fours, stuck the landing, and the Russian judge is still only giving him a 7, I think, and a big F for the race overall. But look at him parked there like a little trophy. What a tragic way for Nagai to finish there in the end, Corey. But let's speaking of finish, let's check out our race results that we have here tonight. Sam Devantier, if you don't mind, he's sitting in the green room, couldn't get there quick enough. He's taken out his maiden victory here on a Sunday night. Congratulations to the Speedy Snails driver and team, the young Sam Devantier, an ANZ winner no less. Congratulations tonight to young Sam. Xavier Sanchez has come through from that chasing pack to grab P2 just ahead of Christian Perez there, who for the second week in a row has finished in 3rd. Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing has hung on for P4 after being in the hunt all night long. Giuseppe Tellini from that second pack manages to get onto P5. Russell Clark, the third, the Team Milo boss man, up into the top 6, his best finish in a little while. Akira Nakajima, in his debut, becomes the leading Japanese driver to finish in P7 here tonight. Sean Doyle in P8. Who thought he'd be the 4th ANZ finisher in P8 here tonight? Congratulations, Sean, for White Knuckle Racing. Jeff Randall from UK9, his debut finishes in P9. Shinichi Otsu from Japan in 10th. Neil Gardner from ANZ in, I think it's his SNL debut, finishes in P11. Hiroshi Ueda from Japan in 12th, the final point scoring positions. 13th tonight in what I think just quietly in the background was an adventurous race for the Team Torpedo driver Anthony Jones down there in 13th. Hiroyuki Shorter in his third race here on a Sunday night, the Japanese driver finishing 14th. Naoya Nagai finished somewhere in a different postcode after getting launched there through turn 2, down there in 15th position, the Japanese driver, just ahead of Adrian Rodriguez, who from memory was the driver that he came together with and helped with the launch, down there in 16th. Vasco Sorowski, after doubling up on this incident there as he exited the pits, down there in 18th. And Julian O'Fray, the other retiree, 10 laps down after the opening lap or so, down there in 18th. And that's how they finished tonight, Corey.
It's a very incredible race all day, honestly. These guys should be proud of the way that they conducted themselves. Maybe not so the front two when they were starting to battle out and allowed the second pack to catch up. We know that Nagai is a tenacious racer. He'll always be back, and he'll put that thing on pole 9 times out of 10. But good job for Santavantia, as I'm sure he's sitting there just frothing at the mouth and waiting for us to drag him in for an interview, Alex.
Yeah, why do we do that? Hang on, I'll just grab there and we'll bring up the young man himself. Sam Devantia goes from, as we said, boiled lollies to chocolates here tonight. We thought you were out of it there for a minute, mate, and then all of a sudden you were, well, let's just say top of the pops.
Not gonna lie, I felt pretty lucky. I'm just gonna say that right now. I felt pretty lucky. Not gonna lie, I had no chance of winning that race, and then the heavens opened up. Let's just say the heavens opened up.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, Nagai was off in the heavens, mate. He was absolutely launched like an Elon Musk rocket, and he came back to Earth and landed daintily on his 4 wheels, but not where he wanted to be when the checkered flag came down, mate. It looked like a pretty quiet race up until then, and then the ducks and drakes going on brought that second pack into it, and then it all started.
Well, I was getting worried because it was like, okay, 3 seconds should be fine, and then it got smaller. I was like, oh god, this is going to be not good. So I asked Brett to send it, but he didn't send it. So yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's racing. So we're bunched up for the most of the race. So
yeah, absolutely, mate. It certainly, well, it made for a spectacular finish anyway, mate. First ANZ winner we've had for a while there. It must feel pretty good.
It does feel pretty good. It made him win. I think this is a win for all the Australian community. I'm not going to lie. It's been so long. So never give up.
Absolutely. All right, mate. Anyone you'd like to thank tonight or give a shout out to before we let you go?
Be the team boss, Dennis Fiedler. He's just sent me a message. So yeah, shout out to Dennis Fiedler, Speedy Snail guys, all them, everyone. Thanks, guys. Beautiful.
All right, thanks, Sam, mate. Congratulations again, and hopefully we'll see you back in the weeks to come.
Yep.
There you go, Corey. Exit stage left for Sam. He's done pretty well here tonight and come away with a famous victory.
Indeed, he has, Alex. It's the first Oz and Z victory here in the top split for a while, due to my recollection. And his debut winner too, I think you said as well, which is even better still. Sam has been absolutely improving so much in the last half a year. But it was bound to happen eventually. And sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and he definitely got very lucky here tonight, and it worked out for him in classic style.
Yeah, he had a bit of both, good luck and good driving there. I thought he raced smart in the early stages and capitalised. But the thing is, you have to be there to capitalise on it. You know, there were a dozen races that weren't there at the end and couldn't capitalise it, and Sam's done the right thing, and he's put himself in a position to take advantage of what was put in front of him. So congratulations to him there at the end. The other driver waiting to come up and say g'day today is young Vasco Sorowski. And I'm going to apologise, Vasco, because I cut to the replay and I spotted your unfortunate pit exit there, mate. Not how you saw your race going here tonight.
Evening, boys. Yeah, look, there might have been a few slamming steering wheels and stuff like that early on in the evening, but I saw Sam win, so, everything is good.
Yeah.
Congrats to Sam. Awesome, mate. He's been pumping him all week. Like the last few weeks, I've been watching him around, and he's been up there every single race. So well done to him. Mate. Well done, big time. Well done to Sam. He quite deserved that one. So yeah, but we let's say quality is important again. We'll go back to that theory.
Yeah.
And I thought we weren't going to be that fast, but I looked at the end of quality one. I'm like, oh God, we're sitting in third, and that was messy. And then managed to get an off track on the second one. And then even then backing off and running around, I was like, oh, that would have got us third anyway. But yeah, good. And then on the back, it is what it is. And I made big mistakes and got to slow down as well. And I somehow missed serving it properly and went to the pit. It was all a mess, but it doesn't matter. It's what it is.
Yeah, mate, it's tough. It's a tough night out when you go from, thinking you're a top 5 chance in quali, and then, you bomb out on that second one, and suddenly you're staring down the barrel of trying to fight your way through the back end of the top 10. Very much changes the complexity of your evening out and changes the mindset as well, mate. And then compounding stuff, and the slowdowns here are pretty monstrous. And then, of course, the pit exit, that hurt you as well. But very easy to do here, I have to say. But look, it's great to see you out there, mate, and having a go. It was great to see an Aussie car the other night, but hopefully the tide will turn now. The luck will start coming your way, and the performances will reflect the effort that's going in, mate, and look forward to seeing that on the day as well. But before we let you go, mate, anyone like to give a shout out to?
Oh, you guys, as always, thank you for putting it on. I'll say to Danny Rick, I'll say thanks for throwing some of his luck my way. He can keep it. And obviously, the boys as always. So, but thank you guys. Thanks again for putting it on, and thanks for the awesome racing. There was a few incidents in there, but that's discussion for next time, I guess. But enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Just congrats again to Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. Before you go, what's the spotter count tonight?
I think it was 3. I didn't do any of them any good, I think. So, I think they were quite disappointed from the beginning, mate. So we'll deal with it.
Very good.
Lots of explaining to do in the back room, I think. Yes, good.
Very good. All right, mate. Great to talk to you, and we'll hopefully talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
There you go, Corey. Vasco Sorowski, one of the good ones. Not a good night for him, of course, but certainly one that you can build on hopefully in the weeks to come. But that might just about do us tonight. Congratulations again to young Sam Devancher, who's put on a maiden victory. And, he did talk, and he's not wrong. He had a bit of luck, but like I said, you've got to put yourself in a position to make your own luck and take advantage of it when it comes up. So congratulations to Sam. Had the pace to be there all night, and then took advantage of the right things at the right time. Anyway, Corey, tell the folks at home what you got coming up this week.
Well, the Aussie Sim Commentator channel is currently collecting dust as it's off-season for the Output Racing League, and they're doing a winter series, which I'll actually be participating in. You guys can catch that on my main channel. We've got some GTA RP that we want to stream at some point this week as well, and we've already brought back the Friday Twitch Chat AI racing series. And we're doing some street stocks for that, which is always fun, and maybe a little bit of racing either before or after that as well, Alex.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. All right, folks, everything Top Split is currently on your screen at the moment. The Discord is where we do the broadcast, of course, and where we put up the results and the championship tables and all the rest of it. The Top Split YouTube channel is where you'll find the replay for this and all our other 25 seasons of MNL and SNL. The Top Split TV Twitch channel is where we do this broadcast live each and every week at 9:15 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time at the moment, which is GMT plus 11. Otherwise, folks, just make sure you hit like, subscribe, thumbs up, and all that stuff at those different places. It really does help us a great deal. But otherwise, thank you for joining us both on track and off this week. Your support is very much appreciated. I've been Alex McKellar on behalf of the chaotic one himself, Corey Steinhauser. Thank you for joining us, and ciao for now.